Hey everybody, welcome to the Blank Canvas podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
This is episode 14, and if you are new to the podcast, we are two creatives who love to get together, have some fun conversation, and just get a little bit creative. So, I'm Mina West.
And I'm Jennifer Noir.
So what we always love to start off with is a game, and I thought we'd just have a little light-hearted fun today with a hypothetical question. So this is my question to you, Jen.
Okay.
If you had to delete all the apps off your phone, but you were left with three, just three,
3.
which three would that be?
It'll have to be business ones.
Okay, business ones.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like phone call isn't an app. It's like a functionality of the phone. So
Okay, so
count.
the core functions are okay, they stay.
Yeah,
Okay.
those doesn't count.
So the deletable apps, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. I would keep Instagram because I use it for my business.
Okay.
I would keep emails because I use that for my business.
Oh, is that deletable?
I think it might be.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I'm not sure. Let me try. I think it is. Actually, for my actual business, it uses a different email platform.
Do you use the Outlook?
No. It's this one. It's a completely different platform.
Oh, okay.
So that's technically deletable.
Yeah, that's deletable.
So I'd keep that one, and I'd keep my banking. Everything else can go.
Oh, those are good ones to keep. That's a good balance because you've got your money sorted, your business sorted, and your social. That's like a really good.
But they're all for business. That's the only reason I'm keeping them.
No, that's a really good reason. Yeah. See, I like all your free, so I want to copy you completely on everything. And then I was thinking, I can let go of WhatsApp as long as like iMessenger wasn't an app.
I'm not on WhatsApp, so
I know.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, but because I still need to be able to communicate in a social manner.
By texting, phone calls.
And I feel like I'd want one social outlet. So because I only really do Instagram, it'll be Instagram. I didn't think of banking when I first thought of it. I was struggling. I was thinking of a music app just because I need entertainment on my phone. I need some form of entertainment.
This
So
is true.
Spotify would just have to be there, like Instagram, Spotify. I'm not thinking about my coin, am I? Like you was like business page. I'm gonna need this. I'm like, I need to be able to talk to people. I need to know what's going on. Music. My brain is not with it. But yeah, I would pick like Instagram, Spotify. Those ones I'm on heavy. And if possible, emails as well. Yeah. Oh, emails are a must. Okay, I've got one for you. Yeah.
If you only had one type of shoe to wear forever, which type would it be?
So it has to look cute. It has to be able to do casual and fancy. So I think I would wear like boots with a bit of a heel.
Even in the summer?
Okay, but the thing is, I feel like I can still rock it in summer if I wear like a skirt.
Boots?
But like
oh my gosh, I
boots.
cuss people in boots in the summer.
Oh, okay. So, you know what? I'm not a fashionista. I'm thinking of something.
Okay, no. Do what feels right to you.
I feel so judged, people. Like some people out here just have fashion as their lives, and she's like boots in the summer.
When I see girls with boots and skirts in the summer, I'm just like, okay.
But it might rain. We live in England.
Okay, whatever. It's fine. I'm not the fashion.
But like
models,
it'll be
fine.
like a court hill. Like it'll be like a thick hill, so it's easy to walk in. And because I'm short, I'm 5'2", it's easy. I'll be tall all the time, but they'll be comfortable hills.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. I don't want you to feel like I'm judging you.
I don't. To be fair,
what makes you feel comfortable.
I don't wear boots in the summer, anyways.
I feel like you do.
No, I actually don't.
Okay.
But even if I did so, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
But I actually don't. Just because my feet are like a certain size, I just need them to be free in sandals all the time.
You have nice feet. But okay.
What shoes would you have?
I would wear. Yeah, it's two options. Either sandally low heel sandals or kitten heels. One of the two.
Yeah, you would wear kitten heels.
I love kitten heels.
I so judge you
and
for
it's
kitten
funny
heels.
because when
I judge you.
Yeah, judge me if you want. You see,
You
I don't mind.
You rock them really well. So I don't judge you.
No, because you know what? Years ago, I
I
started wearing kitten heels since 2015.
Yeah.
And my friends used to cuss me out for wearing it. But because I'm into high fashion, I knew this was already a thing.
Yeah.
So now it's like a proper thing. Everywhere you go, it's kitten
you're
heels.
already on the board.
Because it's on the runway, so you can just tell. Okay, what's your question?
So my next question would be singing karaoke. What's your karaoke go to?
Beyonce.
Okay.
So many options. I want one where I know which one. The one where oh my gosh, if you let him take me from you.
Sing it. What song are you talking about?
Oh, I'm not gonna sing it right
now.
now.
How's it go?
She's just basically singing to Jay, telling him that
I
there's
feel
a
like
guy.
I know every Beyonce song. I need you to like.
I'm not gonna sing it on the
just
pod.
Do that. What is this song? I'm confused.
So it starts. I have to do the intro so I can get into it. So it goes.
Okay, I'm listening.
Oh, I forgot the words now. It just goes, if you let him take me from you, I guess I'll finally see.
Okay.
Do you not know it?
No, I feel really
Oh my
sad.
gosh. If you're ever going for a breakup, listen to that song. You will go nuts. Like, you will really get into it.
I'm really confused how I don't know this song.
Oh my gosh, it's such a good song.
When did it come out? Like, is it
it's old.
Okay.
Listen, it's basically singing to her man, telling him there's another guy that's into me.
I'm judging
and you're not doing your job. And if you don't like step up, I might go with him.
I'm judging my Beyonce love right now.
No, it's not. I don't think she did a video to it, so I understand.
No, but still, I've got like her past 4 albums. I'm really confused.
You must have it. It's such a good song. I'm not singing it properly, baby.
Okay.
I guess I'll finally see. Okay, let's move on. What's yours?
I'm such a cheese ball. Mine will definitely be like something from Disney, like a Disney movie, like Little Mermaid or Aladdin.
How does the Little Mermaid song go again?
Why is it?
I feel like I need words.
You like thingamabobs? I got plenty, but who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Okay, yeah.
I wanna be where the people are.
Trust used to do Disney as well.
Oh, actually, no, tell a lie, yeah. The way I love Dreamgirls, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The way I love
Dreamgirls. Whoa.
You make me happy. Hey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it'll be Dreamgirls for me.
Okay.
Last one.
Is it my question? Okay. If you were to choose one colour to wear forever, which colour would it be?
I'm stuck between 2 colours.
Which colours?
White or all black.
White?
Yeah. I just think I look high fashion every day.
But it gets dirty.
I know.
But I guess it's worth it. It does look really nice.
But if all my clothes were white, I'd have lots of white clothes to pick from.
This is true. I don't like wearing white too much.
I do.
It's actually, when you're wearing white, you have to be careful. It's actually enlarging.
Oh, is it?
It makes you look bigger.
Oh.
And black actually slims you.
Oh.
So, for example, with me, because I'm more hourglass, I tend not to wear white top and black bottoms.
Okay.
Because of how it makes it look. But yeah, I can see you in white. You look nice in white.
Thanks.
Mine is black.
You look nice in black as well.
Yeah, I
nice
always
in
wear
white.
black. No, I love black.
Or khaki. I like khaki a lot.
Khaki's nice as
But I
well,
couldn't wear
actually.
all khaki.
the time, yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
The thing is, as you keep wearing it, people start picking up you keep wearing it.
Yeah.
So if you wore khaki, everyone will be like, why are you always wearing khaki?
Same with all white or black.
But if you wore, I don't think so,
Actually, no,
because
people
I
wear
mostly
black.
wear black and
Yeah.
people don't really pick it up. Funny enough.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now ready to move on to the exhibit section of our podcast. Our exhibit is just an opportunity for both of us to kind of shine light on creativity or creatives that have inspired us over the past couple of weeks or last session. Who's recently inspired you?
So my exhibit this week goes to this really cool author that goes by the name of Gail Honeyman. I read her book, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. And it was so, when it's like watching a movie, when you get a book that really, you connect with it and it gets your heart. I was really connected with the lead character. Like, she's this social misfit. She's not really good with socializing and being around people. And then you get to understand her childhood and understand why she developed the way she did.
Yeah.
And then she meets someone and her behavior starts to change. And it's such a it's nice but sad because you see her growing and learning, but then at the same time, in a very genius way, Gail slowly lets us hear about her history and her childhood especially, and it's just so heartbreaking what she's been through. So it was just such a nice book.
You should start a book club. I bought The Woman Who Ran with Wolves.
Did you like it so far? Yeah,
I'm so busy. I started pages and oh my gosh. But I'm planning.
It takes a minute to get into it though, but
It
once
feels
you
like it.
no, keep going. Once
feels
you
like
get
it.
into once you get into it, my gosh, it's so good. Don't give up.
I won't give up. I love reading. It's been a bit tough recently.
It took me a year to read that one though, so don't worry.
A year?
Yeah.
Girl.
It's very heavy.
It felt really heavy.
Because when the minute you start when you get some gems from the book, you can't just read it and keep reading. You actually have to put it down and think about what she just said.
Okay.
Because you start applying it to your life and you're like
2 pages.
shit. Okay, yeah, keep reading.
Okay.
It's really good. But yeah, Gail Honeyman. Who's yours?
Well, the exhibit this session, I'm not going to lie to you, was a bit hard. Not because I don't find creativity all around me. I've just been kind of up and down quite a bit, and I've realised I hadn't had an opportunity to just stop and go, okay, what's kind of feeding me? But I was really, really blessed this week. I ran a workshop with Small Green Shoots, and there was kind of fresh young creatives sharing the pieces they'd done on human rights, and sharing their perspective from a spoken word and a monologue scene. And I don't know what it is, but when you see kind of fresh, raw, young talent who just kind of it might not be completely polished or nothing like that, but they're just being really raw to themselves, and that really inspired me to go back to the position how I was in when I first started writing, and not thinking about obviously everybody is a bit of a perfectionist in their own right, but allowing themselves to be completely free and creative and just kind of flowing with everything they're writing. So for me personally, that's inspired me into this next week as we're getting ready to just kind of just be raw with how I'm writing. So they who I'm highlighting on the exhibit today.
Wonderful.
But let's just get into some real fun girly chit chat. I wanted to talk about sex and emotional attachment towards it, and just kind of have a real conversation around what's going on. And let's get some real conversation.
Go on.
So obviously the obvious question is, do you think women can have sex without getting any emotional ties?
Oh, we polled this, didn't we, on our stories?
Yes, we did. Somebody thought it was more like girls can, or we didn't poll that. We polled.
The question was: many women can negotiate salary far better than they can negotiate the terms of sex.
Yeah.
Basically, asking about sex and emotional attachment.
And people thought no, they actually can negotiate salary more, but then it could, because that's what from a guy's perspective. Guys feel like girls can, because I guess from guys they're thinking, what do you mean girls be telling us what they want?
Yeah.
So it could have been a bit of a biased poll.
I think it depends on the person. We're talking about separating sex from emotional attachment. Yeah. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's very circumstantial. It depends on the person and also how they're feeling at that time. Because if I use myself as an example, I have had past where I had casual relationships with people where there's absolutely no emotions. But for me, that's because at that time, that's just what I was feeling. I didn't want any emotional attachment with anyone. But sometimes, I don't know, you really have to know yourself and know where you are in life at that stage.
Yeah.
Because if you know that you really want a relationship, I think where we get into trouble is this whole idea of the talking stage. And the talking stage means different things to different people.
100%, yeah.
I was talking to a close friend and we had a completely
what were they
different
saying?
Understanding of what talking stage is.
What is talking stage?
She saw talking stages, to me.
Yeah. What's to her and to you?
Okay, so she saw talking stage as this is when you meet the guy, you're going on dates, you're sleeping together, you're talking on the phone, just everything normal, but you just don't have the title yet. But I see talking stage as, but then it might be because of my beliefs.
Yeah. That does change it around a bit.
I see talking stage more as when I'm literally talking to you, getting to know you, but not having sex with you.
But in real, obviously I don't want to go into your friend's business or anything like that, because it'd be interesting, because if she's in a relationship and that worked out for her, that's great. But regardless of your beliefs or your non-beliefs, I think Steve Harvey really helped me see things a bit differently. I know it was kind of the whole corny book of
No, it was a good book though.
Yeah, around what was
Think Like a Man.
Act like a girl, think like a man. What do you personally want out of it? So if you want a relationship out of it, and in the talking stages you're giving him everything that you'd get in a relationship, why does he need to put a title on it? So that's why I was a bit confused around. If it's 100% worked out for girls, so I'm not even trying to be you've got to do it this way.
That's what's difficult about it.
But I am in a position now, and obviously my faith makes me look at things differently, but even regardless of my faith or not, why am I gonna give you the milk if you get the cow for free? Or the cow for milk for free. That's why you're gonna buy the cow if you get the milk for free.
Exactly. So, and this kind of goes back to what I said in last week's episode, where I was talking about how guys, they know how they feel and they kind of try and dress it up a bit. While you're here hoping he becomes your boyfriend, a lot of these girls, not everyone, he knows what he sees in you already. So if he already sees you as his girlfriend, future wife, or whatever, what would be the delay?
Yeah, exactly.
In securing it. I don't understand.
And then kind of just flipping it. This is why I actually personally do feel like women can have sex with no attachment if that is what they want.
Exactly.
If that is what they want.
Exactly.
So, like, if I'm seeing somebody and I don't want to be with him, but I think his body's nice and
you just feel like having sex,
then I feel there can be that separation. It's just that each person, each woman, each man is different in how they approach sexual activity. Because I always hear this conversation like women can't do it. I'm like,
no, some women can. I know
can.
Some that can, definitely, 100%. It is possible, but I just think it's important to know who you are, because it's not suited to everyone, let's be real. And also know what you want out of it. So I feel like when I meet a guy, I'm gonna know instantly what I want. Do I want relationship or do I want sex?
But in saying that as well, there's gonna be some boundaries. So years ago, when I was like back at uni and things like that, I thought I just wanted something casual with somebody, but because we had a friendship as well, we were around each other a lot, and lust turned into like heavy care. I wouldn't say love, but into heavy care. So it started off with heavy care. It started off with being something where it was like just something casual. To something in my mind was serious, because like we've been doing this for months, we're practically always around each other, and it's like, but this is not what we agreed in the beginning. I'm like, but I want to be in a relationship. I was young.
So what happened in the end?
It didn't work out.
Did he not want a relationship?
No.
This is the thing. I've seen this happen so many times. That's why I always just feel like you have to
close my legs to people.
It's not.
It was like 10 years ago.
The whole idea of closing your legs makes it sound like women don't want sex and the man wants sex. That's my issue with that idea, because I want it just as much as you do. I'm attracted to you.
But I got emotionally attracted. Like I initially didn't want anything. I'm talking about my own personal past experience. Like I was young as well, so in my mind I started something that I thought I could handle, only to learn, girl, you lied to yourself. You've fallen and you've already put yourself in a position where you feel kind of stuck. So there's obviously that thing around soul ties. I'm not saying that's why you have to always rethink your own objectives. I did go into it not wanting a relationship, and lust turned into something else.
This is true, that happens.
But not saying all girls, because there's lots of boss women out there be like, no, just need him for one thing.
But it doesn't make you not a boss as well if you're not into that.
I can't handle it, but I know women can.
In my experience, I don't know, I've been on both sides. So, and funny enough, a lot of it was around uni time.
Uni was a very interesting time.
Oh gosh, let's not get into it.
Uni was a very interesting time. It's like sometimes I'm like, what? God, thank you for delivering me out of
honestly, I don't know what I was doing there. But anyway, so the first situation was dating this guy. He made it very clear from the beginning. He said he does not want a relationship. He said it so many times. But for some reason in my head, I just thought, even though he said he doesn't want a relationship, I'm sure as he gets to know me and over time, he'll just like fall in love with me and it'll be fine.
Oh, bless your little
I just continued. I was just doing wifey, girlfriend duties, just trying to earn the title. And it just never happened. And we finally sat down and spoke about it, like before we finally decided to cut things off. And he was like, you know what? He didn't even feel bad. He was like, I told you at the beginning, all I want is sex. Like, I don't want anything else from you. So I don't know why you're doing all of this. And as much as a slap in the face it felt, it was like, when you learn a lesson, you're like, nobody's going to teach me this lesson again. Like, now I know. When a guy says something, take it as it is.
When a guy says something, best believe them.
Honestly, anyone, not even just guys, anyone. Hear them the first time. Don't sit there waiting.
But more so with guys, because I feel like with girls, was just so emotional. Or me, I'm so emotional, and I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I can turn my mind on things. The guy says something, cool.
Listen to him.
Bye.
Do you know what I mean?
And they might never know what they want, but I'm not going to be here to try and convince you.
Exactly.
When you want to figure it out, then come my way.
But then I've been in the other end as well, where I was just attracted to a guy and I didn't want a relationship for him. I just knew I just wanted sex.
Yeah.
But funny thing is, I feel like when we decide that we don't want a relationship and when we really mean it, they suddenly want a relationship. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I said it to him that I don't want a relationship. It's just sex. So we'd meet up, blah blah blah, and I'd just be like, okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.
And he was like, oh, you're so brutal, so mean. But it's
Well,
like
this is life.
this is the terms of our meeting up. So I learned from that. I think it's really important to just know what you want and state your terms. Very important.
So how do you then implement that when you're doing boundaries, when you're seeing people now?
Well, I'm dating for marriage now, so I wouldn't.
True.
I'm not into that. But if I was, not that there's anything wrong with it, I would just be very clear at the beginning what I want out of it. Be very clear. And what I like is every time I date someone, I ask them, what are you looking for? I keep it very open.
Nice.
Just so they can just hear what they have to say. Some people say they want marriage. Some people say they start talking about children as well, which kind of scares me. And then some guys are really honest. Like one guy I dated from Tinder, he was like, you know what? I just want to have sex. Like I just want something casual. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I really appreciate you being honest, but that's just not what I'm into. So let's just part ways.
I think that's why I didn't like Tinder.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely thought I'll definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
And hey, I got a lot of like people liking me. Probably just because of like I had a decent picture up. But I got a lot of guys who wanted to be honest, and they want sex, or they're just dating for casually, let me just casually get to know you. And I'm like, I'm not even trying to be like pushy, like I'm here for marriage, but I'm like, if you're not trying to look for marriage or like be serious, you're kind of boring me and I haven't got time to talk to you. And then even if I did entertain a conversation, the moment they heard celibacy, they were so out the door so quickly. I was like, well, that's a blessing. Although there's ones who try to be like, the girl's not serious though, I can like twist it. And don't get me wrong, I'm human, I'm a flesh. You might be able to twist or turn me, but I don't want that for my life. Someone who can have that power, who doesn't respect what I personally believe and then tries to support and encourage that. Because I've been in that situation before as well, where I'm like, okay, I'm celibate, I'm trying to be celibate, and then there's a guy just, I think his goal was to like try and like twist,
get you out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, how bad.
But it's I mean, we're all flesh. We all get attracted to each other. We all get tempted by each other. And I just want somebody who's on the same mindset and who will encourage me in that way. So even when we do fall, we do our best to kind of pick ourselves up again.
But Tinder is a representation kind of the world, because there are guys, because I have met two people on Tinder who wanted a long-term relationship with me. So you can get both, honestly.
Yeah, I might give it a try, maybe. Again, I really didn't like it.
I want to try Hinge. That's the one I'm thinking about. But we'll see. I
think I'm just like, God, just bring my man to my doorstep. I feel like that's what God's gonna do.
What, he'll just... No, I'm sorry. I remember I'll never forget my friend.
Yeah.
I always remember her.
Yeah.
We were talking about guys, and I'm at that stage, I just was not going out much. And she was kind of like... And I will always say, like, I feel like I want to start dating, but they're like, you're not going out. And she's like, what do you think? He's just going to come to your front door and start knocking for you. Like, you need to move. So that little concept has to change.
No, I really think that's how it's going to happen.
He's just going to come to your front door. Okay. Mm-hmm. Keep us updated on that.
I will do. Like, trust me.
But okay, what about you?
My door number is...
Are there any boundaries that you have if somebody wanted to keep it casual, especially?
If I was of that mindset, from just my own personal learnings, like from the past, keep it casual. I wouldn't even build friendship. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't get attached in any way.
Regular messaging, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be any like good morning text, how you doing text, any integration of my life. If that's all I want from that person, that's all I'm gonna get from that person. And I'm not in that mindset now, because that kind of makes me a little bit sad, if I'm being honest. Because it's like because I know I don't want to judge anybody's lifestyle, because I rate like if that's what you can do, but imagine being in a position where you just have like casual sex with people. There's no like emotional tie between each other, but you're giving of each other's bodies. It's just like, I sound like such a prune, but
no, but that's the thing, everybody sees sex differently.
Yeah.
Because if I'm being honest, I mean, there are moments where if I'm thinking long term, then yes, of course I'd rather have a relationship. But there are moments where I feel, you know, what do they say when it's cats in the heat?
Yeah.
And it's like, if I met someone in that moment, it could happen, and that would be all I want from that situation, because I'm feeling that way.
But don't you feel like it'll be like a high, and when it's gone, it's like this like weird drug low?
So that's the thing. I've
been in that position where that's all I wanted, and I did something, and then afterwards I just felt so disgusted in myself.
Okay.
I felt so. That's probably why I'm so like.
But you felt disgusted because you didn't get the attachment that you wanted, or you felt disgusted because of the spiritual side of it?
Maybe because of the spiritual side of it, but because it's almost like my body, okay, maybe I'm being too spiritual, but my body really is a temple, and I feel like I just misused it in that moment, and I allowed somebody who I don't even care about. Like, imagine, I don't even want a relationship with this person. I don't even care about this guy in any form, way, or whatsoever. He just needed to, like, just kind of feed my desire a little bit. He fed it, and it was a high, and it went, and then I was like, I feel disgusting. I just want to have a shower. And, like, I literally, like, I don't want to go back onto that day. I really felt like...
I just felt wrong.
I felt like all types of wrong. And I felt all types of wrong. I'm not going to lie. But then that's me personally.
That's the thing.
Obviously, I'm not built like that. And I learned that day.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're all just wired so differently. Yeah. So even though you would see it that way, there are so many people who see sex as just sex.
Or have you ever had, like... Because I'm an emotional person.
Yeah.
Slip back with somebody just because you were angry. Like, say...
How do you mean? Slip... You're trying not to explain yourself.
Like, say, have you ever, like, got with somebody because somebody... Like, basically, a rebound. So a rebound where you definitely know you don't want to think from that guy, but you just want to be touched by somebody.
Yeah, definitely. I have done that, yeah.
That type of situation. Again, I just feel so, like... I feel like bad as well. Like, I used that person, and the guys, because I'm a girl, I probably not be thinking that way, thinking, oh, Mina, she's so sweet, you know. And
we all have desires and needs, and to be honest, we're not always, able to control them. That's the truth. We do try our best.
God take over my control.
God take over our control. I 100% agree with that. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of people have done that. It just happens, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also feel like this is just my weird theory. Like, there's no science behind it. Maybe I'm just a weird emotional fool, but you know how, like, guys are like the giving, but I don't feel like they're giving. They're like penetrating into the woman, but then they release, whereas a woman has to receive it, and so I feel like the guilt always just falls on the woman anyways. But that's just in my head.
I think it's how we've been socialized.
Yeah.
Women are socialized to believe that we have to have sex for a relationship, and men are socialized to believe that they take their pickings. Many. So that mindset is how the world taught you to think about sex.
Yeah, true.
I see it that way because I don't see why I should feel like I should feel guilt and he shouldn't. The only guilt I would feel is if I thought he got me pregnant. That's when I'd really be a bit But apart from that, not my problem.
That's good, boy. Yeah, I'm just I know there's girls out there who can be like, cool. I'm just not built that way. I'm so weak.
The only thing I'm not built for is, like, multiple sexual partners at once. That's not something that I
don't even know
personally
what that is.
do. Like, sleeping
I know what it is,
oh, okay, yeah, like sleeping with different people at once. That's something I personally can't do. And I don't know if I can't do it because that's who I am, or because I'm socialized to look down on that. Because men do it, and it's not a problem.
I'm so, you know how extra I am. So like say I'm dating somebody now.
Yeah.
I don't want to kiss a single guy until I'm in a relationship with them, because I want to be in a position where I can date more than one guy at a time. But if I'm kissing you, I cannot kiss anybody else, so I can't even, like, kiss more than one person at the same time.
Really?
Yeah,
I can. Wait, so say you're dating two guys.
Yeah.
How many dates do you go on and you don't kiss each other?
Until we're like, that's my boyfriend, we're not kissing each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just can't kiss more than one person at a time. That's weird.
You've got really good self-control. First date, I'm literally holding myself back. If I like the guy,
oh really?
I'm literally like, don't kiss him, Jen. Don't kiss him. Don't kiss him. It's so hard. And some people, is their level of where they can't hold themselves is not don't kiss him. Theirs is don't sleep with him. Like, we all have different.
Oh no, I'm trying to. Yeah, it's hard, but then I don't feel like I've been in a relationship. Like, I have kissed somebody within the last year, so it's not been the easiest thing, but then it's because I was only dating that person for a while. So now when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, they're like, you're not kissing me? I'm like,
so what do you say to them?
I just say, I hope you don't mind, but I don't actually want to kiss anybody till I'm in a relationship. They're like, really? And then they're like, well, the last person was like,
very unique.
Really? I have friends who aren't kissing anybody until the freaking I do. So
really,
yeah, I've met like loads of friends who are not kissing anyone until the I do.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
amazing. Do you know what my thing is? I need to know if you're a good kisser, because right now I have very low tolerance for people who can't kiss properly.
I feel you can teach them.
No, sorry.
I feel like you can teach them. I'm just more of, unless we're in a relationship with each other, because then let's set some boundaries with each other now. Unless we're in a
Yeah.
relationship with each other, then, and I literally am, if we're talking, so I can talk to other people. Don't try to claim me. If you want to claim me, then, you know, be like, I don't know, this kind of sounds cheesy, but, you know, when you're at that point where you can see each other for a while, and you're like, you know what, can we just make this a serious thing now? Let's be exclusive. Sounds so cheesy. Can you be my
but
girlfriend?
even that whole let's be exclusive thing, it's another thing that frustrates me. I hate that women have to feel so scared to ask the "what are we" question.
Yeah.
I really,
And that's why I'm not kissing. Like, if I don't, why am I giving you my lips? And that's how extra I
I don't
am.
think it's that deep, but okay, fair enough.
No, like, I kiss really well. You cannot be enjoying this and then
How do you know you kiss really well? Just asking.
Because girls got feedback in it. So.
Okay, fair enough. No, but you're right. Everyone has different places where we place the mark or where we don't want to pass. So it's completely fine. Like, you just do what makes you happy, and set your boundaries.
But also thinking about boundaries. So that's like obviously boundaries like like when you're dating someone. Since my boundary of no kissing is quite interesting. What other boundaries do you have with just other types of relationships with like friends, family, co-workers?
I feel like everywhere you go, you kind of have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
And I think an important element to setting boundaries is your level of self-awareness and knowing who you are. Because sometimes some people put up with things and they're suffering and they don't even realise that they're suffering. So I feel like the first step is to actually be aware. Funnily enough, I wrote a blog post on this on my blog. The first step is knowing what you don't like. Like, I know what I don't like. For example, if it's with friends, I don't know. I know who I am. I know I'm someone that prefers low maintenance relationships. So whenever I meet someone and I feel like there's someone that needs someone who's like constantly available, I distance myself because I know I can't be this friend that you require because it's not who I am. And I'm not willing to bend myself to the point of being unhappy to please you.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
there's that whole element of self-awareness and loving yourself enough to know that you have a right to be who you are and like what you want and do what you do. So there's like different little things you can do. Like, it depends on what you don't like though. Everyone's so different.
Everyone is so different.
Yeah.
And I like what you said there because different people require different types of things out of their relationships. But I feel the main thing, people need to respect that not everyone's the same as them. So I get what you mean by low maintenance, because sometimes you know people who just expect you to like be always there on the back and call, and you're like, actually, honey, that's just not how I'm wired.
Yeah.
Other things going on.
Yeah.
And it sometimes can be quite hard to say that because you want to be a good friend and all that kind of stuff. But it's just.
Do you know what? I never say it. I always like just stop talking to the person. Like, yeah, because there's just no point. But I was like, okay, Jen, this is really immature. Like, learn to say how you feel.
Yeah.
Communicate your limits. That's
Yeah.
another part of that I found out and I wrote about in my blog post. So, like, one person I made friends with and I told her, listen, this is too much. Like, I can't do all of it. It's too much. I don't have the energy for all of this. Like, just a little bit, just back it up a little bit. She didn't listen to me. She just continued doing.
She wanted to be your friend.
This is the thing. Like, no, it's not about wanting to be friends. It's about not accepting people for who they are, and that's a big thing that I look out for now in my friendships, because I'm quite different from the average person, and it's something I used to hate about myself, but I've learned to actually see the beauty in it and embrace it, because I can't change it. It's who I am, and what I don't like is people not accepting who I am. And I really, one day I did an inventory of all my friends. I realised the people that I'm really close to are the people who don't try and change me, who just literally take me as I am. And that is so important to me. So with regards to setting boundaries, that's about, like, I always tell people, like, don't call me all the time. Like, what is this? It's too much. It's too much.
Oh, gosh.
It's too much.
Oh, gosh.
I'm sorry if I sound like a bitch. I'm not. Like, I'm someone that is there for my friends if they ever need me 110%.
No, I get that.
I just want
I'm
space.
so annoying to my friends. I'm like, I just call them in the mornings. I'm like, hey, how are you?
And there's nothing wrong with that, because your friends are probably very similar as well. And all very
I don't do it with
okay
everybody
with that.
though.
Even if you did,
Yeah.
it's fine, because you have your group that you can do that to. But some
Yeah.
people will go to someone who's not like that,
Yeah.
who's made it clear they're not like that, and
then
still try and
that's
push the
unfair.
boundaries. People try and push boundaries all the time.
See, for me, I like mutual friendships.
Yes.
So when it's like more heavy on one side, I'm just confused. I'm just a bit like,
Yeah. Because you've got self-awareness. You're aware of what's going on.
Yeah. There was a person I met recently. I was actually gigging, and they were like new to the country. Actually, like, this was a very small thing. It's not even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
They were new to the country, and they didn't know I was going to be the person performing. And they were like, "Oh, they're new to the country and they're trying to make friends." I'm like, "Oh yeah, and talk to people, make friends, kind of stuff like that." And she was, "Oh, do you mind if I like get your number? Maybe we can meet up for a coffee." And I was like, "I mean, I don't know you, but
I can see how that comes across weird.
I don't know." But obviously they're new to the country. And then straight away they're like messaging me like, "Oh, when can we meet up?" I'm like, "We really can't. I can barely make time for myself. Do you think I'm going to meet up for a coffee?"
Funny enough, that happened to me as well. And I kind of felt bad. There was a girl at church who was new to the country as well. And I was like, okay, let's meet up. But then she starts calling me like all the time. And she was going through something and it was just a lot.
Yeah.
And I just have to make it clear. Like,
I know, I feel because you want to be there for people, but I'm like, I'm barely there for my core group, let alone new people I've just met. Like, like we met in a situation where, because I've got a smile on my face, you felt comfortable to talk to me, which is lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm not against making you friends. I'm just, I'm tired, and I was busy, and I'm booked, and I'm busy, and this coffee thing ain't happening. And when I do have a free moment, it's going to be for myself.
It's true. And the whole setting boundaries is not always just about friends and people. It's just about, it's about where you give your energy. For me personally, I think it's really important to be aware, because what you give your energy to is what consumes you. Even things like social media, I feel like sometimes you need to have some boundaries and how much you expose yourself to that stuff. Even the news, me personally, I try not to listen to the news because I find it so negative. They never have anything good to say.
I never start the day with the news, if that makes sense.
I don't know how people do that.
I remember when my first job, I got out of uni and I used to pick up the metro every single day, because you always feel like you need to be clued on what's going on because they talk about it at work. My soul was just so negative every single day, and I was like, I feel like this is feeding me somehow. So I refuse to start my morning with
Negative news.
I always try to always start praying in the morning or start reading a devotion. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I sneak onto Instagram, or I might be like, I've got to post this quickly, and I'm like somehow in the shade room, which I need to chill with. But it's mainly, I don't like starting my day with it. Like, it's a psyche rule in my head. Like, don't start your day with it.
I hear you with that. Yeah. Just literally, so what I understood with setting boundaries, and what I kind of highlighted on my blog post was, what you pay attention to is where you give your energy. Make sure you communicate your limits. Also, listen to your intuition, because sometimes you're not outwardly aware that you're not happy with something, but deep down there's a voice already telling you that there's an issue with what's going on right now. And quite often we ignore it until me personally, sometimes I ignore it until it becomes too much, and then I explode. So I'm learning to hear it from the beginning and kind of take action. And then also just put in place the boundaries, physical, emotional, anything you need to do to secure your happiness. Like, you're allowed to do what makes you happy. It's your life. It's your mental health. If you're not happy, the people around you are not happy.
That's very true. Although, no, that's true. Sorry, I was going off on a tangent. No, I was just thinking that sometimes it is good to have certain people around you that challenge you out of your comfort zone. But you, like you said, it's good to have self-awareness, because then you know the difference between when somebody's challenged you out of your comfort zone versus when they're just taking your energy. So you kind of...
I get what you're saying, but what do you mean by challenge out of comfort zone? Give me an example.
I'm trying to think of something. So, like, for example, this whole, like, people have to accept me for who I am.
Yes.
I might have some certain friends who challenge who I am in certain ways. Okay. Like, I'm trying to give an example. Like, if I only want to date a certain guy, if he's only got a certain salary, and my friend's like, you shouldn't always be like that. And I'm like, I like what I like. Like, get over it. They'll be like, no, I'm actually trying to say this for your betterment. Like, this is how you are. I don't know if that's
I get what you're saying, but it's really hard, because my thing with people advising people is we can only talk about our experience. Yeah. Nobody knows it all. Nobody knows anything. True. That's the truth. So I always find it hard because sometimes I do say some things about the kind of guy I want, or blah, 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 and someone will quote unquote challenge me. But it's like, your values are different to my values. What excites you is different to what excites me. What upsets you is different to what upsets me. So who are you? Unless I'm saying something that's literally going to affect my life, like my well-being, I feel like people should just leave people to be themselves.
But I see a grey line in that that if that's who I like, that's who I like. But a friend, to be fair, actually, it's not everybody who can come give me advice. That friend needs to already know me, so I know that the information they're giving me is from the
Yeah.
heart and actually genuine, and because it's not everybody be like, I hate, sorry, going off tangent, should even be scratch out.
Go for it.
I remember I was just, it was like having random neighbor or somebody I don't even speak to that regularly. It's more of a hi bye type person.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about work. I was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about doing this and all this kind of stuff. And they telling me, oh, you should do this. You should do this. I'm like, have I told you a single thing about my job other than the fact that I work here and I've been doing it for X many years? And then they're giving you advice. I'm like, I haven't even asked for this. I just want to read in peace. So people who feel like giving you information where I haven't asked for it.
But that's the thing. So
whereas there's a friend who's close, I probably would listen, and I like the friends who want to challenge me in that way, and I would do vice like iron sharpens iron type.
I hear that, but I feel like I've learned a lot about this because I had a lot of people who were kind of against how I felt and would always kind of challenge me, but in a way that I didn't like. So something I did learn about that is all about your approach and how you say it.
Okay.
For example, so say if I like really rich guys who have money, like that's a big priority for me.
Go Jen.
And it's not a priority for you, and
Can
you
get
feel
one,
like
can you sort me a ticket to Ghana? Sorry, I'm trying to find a sugar daddy for that right now.
whatever. And you're trying to tell me that you feel like it's not the right thing to do. Instead of saying this is wrong and I'm right, what I would say is, you'd ask the right questions. As opposed to being like, oh, what you're doing is wrong. I'll just say, for example, I met someone who was telling me about their career plan. I could see holes in what they were saying. But I thought, right, if I come out and just say this is wrong, they're just going to get defensive and they're not going to take in what I'm saying. I want them to take in what I'm saying. It's their choice whether they want to accept it, but I want them to take it. So I just ask, okay, so if you're doing this, what happens to this? And then what happens to that? What happens to that? That's it. I've planted that seed. The rest is up to you. That's how I like to give advice these days.
I think that's a really nice style. But say if I was the friend giving you unsolicited advice. Instead of you shutting me out, I would prefer if you go, actually, Mina, I don't like the way you phrased it, but you can say it this way. Because even me and myself, I've had friends. I think it's even worse when you've had certain friends for like years. So sometimes for so long there's been negative habits of you, and it's not even until later on you like go realize a friend kind of confronts you about something like, you know what, actually, when you say things like this, because I'm learning, even just being on this podcast, then I can sometimes be quite like, you should just do it this way. I don't know why you're not doing this way. This is how it should be. Why did you do that? And it wasn't until like later on in life when my friend kind of confronted me about it, and because I care about that friend, I was like, oh wow, like mirror to my face. I was like, I hadn't realised. So the shut people out thing, I wouldn't say it's for all. I wouldn't do it for all. Unless you're a close friend, please don't give me unsolicited advice. I haven't got time for it. But even if I give somebody advice that, regardless, even if I think I'm doing something to support that person or push that person, and they still don't like it, I'll prefer them to kind of tell me
that. But the thing is,
and if I still continue, then obviously I'm not being a good friend.
But do you know what? Maybe it's me. There's some things I feel like we're adults and we're too old to be telling people to not.
My mummy has taught me adult means nothing. My mum has raised 3 children. She'll be having beef with friends and stuff like that. Like, and when you watch like Desperate Housewives and all this kind of stuff, grown women and grown people, we still have our moments as well.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Grown people have their moments. No. Hopefully she's not listening. I agree with that, but just, I don't know. For me personally, sometimes it's just when some people do some things, and it's like, if I feel like we're too old to be doing this, or for me to even have this conversation with you, I lose respect, because I don't understand why I should be telling you at this stage that what you're doing is wrong. But at the same time, somebody should tell them. None of my friends are people I need to tell things like that. So it's fine.
That's nice.
But if they were out of line, I would definitely tell them. But it's a bit.
I think
self-awareness is so important. Like, everyone needs to be a bit more aware. Like, because it's like, come on, like, don't be rude as you're saying things. By now, most of us should know this.
Yeah, I think though as well, people handle things in different ways as well.
This is true.
I could say the same thing to another friend, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, bam, cool." Versus a friend be like, "You're being a bit harsh to me right now." Do you know what I mean? So
I hear you.
People handle things different ways, and I say certain things. I'm going off tangent again.
No, go.
I remember I was just talking about bridesmaid stuff, and I told one girl, no, I couldn't be bridesmaids for everybody. And she goes, what do you mean by that? I was like, if somebody asked me to be a bridesmaid, I'm not saying yes to everybody. It's only like a certain set amount of people. And she goes, that's a bit rude. I'm like, what do you mean?
Really? I don't think that's rude.
I went to her, I will happily tell you no. I know we've known each other for years. I will tell you no. Like, letting you know. Like, right now, I'm not... And she's like, you're so harsh. You're so rude. Like, I didn't realise you were this mean. I was like, well, I know you're not picking me, but I would tell you no. And another friend was like, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. That's facts.
This is what I mean
So
about
I was like,
how... No, it's not what you think or feel. It's how you deliver it. That
I
is
know.
the
I
issue.
literally was like, I'd say no, you know.
No, but it's fine. I feel that way as well. But I won't tell people I would say no to you. But surely...
I just feel so we don't go through that embarrassment when it happens, innit? Just
I get
let
what
me
you
know
mean,
who you,
though.
just so you know where we are now. Like, I love you. I'll maybe redo a reading, you know, do some things aside, but I'm not doing the whole setups of getting ready, meetings. Set amount of people. That's it.
But that makes sense to me. I think that's fine.
Yeah, thank you. My friend said I was rude.
But no, it's the delivery. It's not... most of the time, it's not the message that's the problem. It's the delivery. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We need to all work on our delivery.
Yeah, I do. See? I'm grown. I'm still me.
Yeah, delivery. It's literally just delivery.
Okay. Yeah.
You're so
Well, anything
funny.
else on boundaries? Do you have like co-worker boundaries?
Co-worker boundaries. Oh, it's a bit... My thing for my co-worker boundaries was my lunch breaks. I like to spend it alone.
You get them. Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of the law.
I know.
I like to... I like to have downtime for that hour. Obviously, I go for lunch with some people once in a while, but honestly, most of the time, I like to just be alone. And I think that was the boundary that I had to... Not just now, it's like every job I've had to... Because people see it's a bit odd that you don't want to... I'll never forget, I saw this job description once, and they were so like... They talk about the job, the role, blah, 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 and they were like... This person has to be someone that wants to be part of the team. You can't be by yourself. Lunch, you have to be okay with sitting in lunch with people.
What kind of things
And
on
I
a job
just-
description?
I laughed so hard.
On a job description?
I laughed so hard at that because I just knew straight away they probably had someone like me there before and they didn't like it. But it's your lunch break. It's your 1 hour where you get to like...
Where you get to like re-energize, refresh yourself.
Exactly. So for me, it's a big... Because I'm an introvert anyway. So it's a
Yeah.
big... I need to re-energize. I've spent my whole day talking to people.
Yeah.
And I just need an hour to just read my books, maybe do a bit of social media and just chill.
Yeah.
So sometimes people don't take that too kindly, but I've been very adamant about my boundaries.
I think a lot. Oh wow, that's a good boundary for work. I think for me, mainly work boundaries is that I feel like without even meaning to, I do have a different persona at work.
We all do, don't
Like,
Professional persona.
professional persona. So I get really freaked out when people bring personal to work. I'm just like, this is not what I'm used to. Like even my professional persona, it's still funny jokes, whatever. Like I'm like woohoo, like playful kind of thing. But you wouldn't even know my mum's name. Like I don't like. There's so many things where I'm like, they're so private. So when people share, I'm so confused. And so even I'm just I'm so confused, but I'll listen to the tea because it's interesting.
But so many people bring personal in, so I don't know. I'm so used to it now.
I'm used to it, but I still think it's odd because I'm just like, I just think it's weird.
I hear what you mean.
It's just maybe, you know what, I don't mind other people bring it to me. It's my boundary would
You wouldn't share your personal.
no.
I hear you on that.
Maybe I'm closing things off from people. I don't know.
I don't know, because we are there to work. I get that. And I used to be that person that was so like against sharing with people.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you just get to realise that we're all...
Humans.
Half of the job is the actual job that's in your job description. The other half is the human interaction. And
That's very true.
the human interaction requires connection. And we connect by sharing. People
Yeah.
connect with us on the pod by hearing our experiences.
That's very true.
And by identifying with them especially.
Yeah.
And what's weird about it is, again, going back to what we discussed in the last episode, you never know how what you're going through, somebody there might be able to help you. It's really weird. I'm not saying go in there and start like telling all your personal business, but I'm definitely learning to open up more with my colleagues.
Yeah. I feel like my opening upness is still very surface level stuff. Yeah.
But
Because-
that's fine.
yeah.
That's fine. If that's who you are, if you're going there and you want to stick to not sharing too much, absolutely nothing wrong with that. And everybody has to respect that boundary.
Yeah, I don't think people care, to be fair. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's just more just freaked out when people share with me. I'm just like, oh, wow.
I'm so used to it now. Like, people just share everything.
Yeah.
Especially in the kitchen.
The kids,
I hear the
when
most
people go
in the
for
kitchen.
tea, they really go for some
So
good
much.
tea.
Sometimes you even like accidentally eavesdrop on some serious tea. You're just like, oh my gosh, this place.
I'm like, oh, what's going on here?
But it's human beings. We don't stop becoming human beings because we're at work. That's one thing I've learned to accept.
Very true. That's very true.
But I don't like when people bring personal in terms of because they're having something going on, maybe with their boyfriend or whatever, that you can clearly see this person is being not nice right now. That's when I kind of feel like, okay, this is a bit too much.
Yeah, that is too much.
That I think is a little bit
And then
too
they
much.
use that as an excuse. I'm just like,
I don't think you can use that as an excuse. That's why it's like, oh.
I'm just like, okay.
I don't know. Everyone's so different. I'm still learning.
I'm still learning. Because people think I probably naturally want to share, but I really share surface level crap. Like,
I share surface level crap as well. But I have maybe one person I'm a lot more open with than everyone else.
Nice. But then I think that's when that person then becomes a friend. Like, when I'm talking about people as if I wasn't working here, would I still talk to you?
Yeah, there's quite a few people I would, you know.
And then those are people, I get it, we're at work, but it's now different. Like, we hang out outside of work. We're now friends, we see each other more. That's different versus where, like, we're co-workers. Like, we have each other's email and business number, and that's about it. There's no WhatsApp jokes and all that kind of stuff. But then all of a sudden I know that you're having issues with your wife because she wants to get you a divorce, but you're not sure. I don't know why I need to know that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so used to people sharing that now.
It
doesn't even faze me. People talk about so much now. They talk about I don't know, it's weird. I'm used to it. But you're allowed to have that as your boundary.
You know, it's more a boundary for me, not for others.
And that's
I like
fine.
tea.
That's
I like
fine.
to have tea.
That's completely fine.
Just in terms of obviously all the stuff going on that you're doing, what do you do to kind of keep your self-care like on point?
Oh my gosh, so actually the other day I came across this thing that I posted. Maybe we might put it on stories. I had like a whole list of self-care tips.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you. And like I just do the things that make me happy.
Okay, what do you do?
Things that bring joy to my heart. And it's surprisingly the simple things. Like I love lighting candles.
I love candles that smell like vanilla.
Yes. So if I come home after like a busy, really exhausting day and I light my candles, it feels so good. I also love flowers. I love flowers. Flowers make me so happy. I actually talk to them. I speak to them in love.
That's cute.
And give them positive energy. That
I mean,
makes
from
me
the
very
outside
happy.
it looks a bit interesting. But I think it's quite cute. I actually quite like that.
And I also like when I give myself space to do nothing because I'm always so busy.
Yeah.
I've actually set up my schedule in a way now where in the weekends, apart from the pod, I'm truly free. And it's really nice. I do all my work during the week so that in the weekends I don't have to do too much work.
Tell us right now. But yeah.
No, what you actually want to...
No, I just had one of those weeks where...
But that's my self-care. I realised
I
like,
need to do that.
things are getting a bit too much. One day I was sitting down doing it, I was like... I'm constantly working. I don't actually stop, and I don't feel like this is healthy. Yeah. And this is the intuition telling you now before something crazy happens that you need to slow down. So I was like, okay, how about I go to work, finish my 9 to 5, go to a cafe quickly, maybe do 2-3 hours of Blanc, and then that's it. Go home really for the next 3-4 hours, rest, watch TV, sleep. And even when I did do that, the first 3 days, I found it very hard to go home and not do any work. I was still trying to do more work. It took so long to get myself out of that grind. But now that's what I did. Yesterday was a complete chilled day, though I did do a little bit of work, but still it was like mostly chilled. But your day was chilled. Mostly chilled. It's like giving myself space to do what so that makes me happy when I just have nothing to do for a little bit. And then nature, walking, running. I love jogging. I know we discussed this. You don't like running.
I don't like running, but I mean, I don't like long running. I like sprinting. I don't like long running, but I can imagine it being quite peaceful.
It's really nice with the right music, and like I ran this morning with the sun out. Oh, beautiful. And then also, I love being creative.
Yeah.
Nothing compares to the feeling I feel when I do a painting. Like that feeling is crazy. Like it's so good. Like getting creative.
It was just like, oh my god,
getting creative. Yeah. And then pamper days. Like I love days when I get to do like a facial, wear a mask, and just this honestly,
so
Mina,
good.
there's so much you can do. We should share this on the page. There's so
Okay,
much you can do
thank
to
you.
like just, you know, self-care and be happy. And it's just the whole element of looking after yourself and prioritizing yourself, knowing that you are important. And it's actually really the little things, the smallest little things that make you happy. Just do more of that. And it's different things for everyone. Do you have any things that make you feel happy? So I know one is Disney.
Oh yeah, Disney's everything. I think I have to really, really, really look at my schedule properly and just prioritizing, because rest is something that will make me very happy right now.
Yes.
And I think it's something that I'm a little bit lacking on, and my body's catching up with me, and it's kind of hurting right now. Creativity is quite nice. So I've got an adult colouring book, which I sometimes just pick up and do, because it's just because I'm always doing. It's nice to do something but require no thinking, if that makes sense.
It's called a mindful activity.
Okay.
Your mind is completely on what you're doing and you're not thinking of anything else.
Yeah, and it just brings me like peace. It's just a colouring book. I've got some felt tip pens, I've got some pencils, and it's just very low maintenance. I'm just in my room, just like listening to music. Oh my gosh.
Yes, the right music can really change everything.
Just changes the room, and then just being able to like just rest and lie down and just like I did like sound meditation like a couple of years ago, and the process of it was just very calming. And obviously I don't have a facilitator in my house doing it for me, but just the kind of like peaceful sounds and just sitting there and doing nothing for a bit, it's just really nice.
Yeah,
it's really, really nice. So those are the type of things right now for my personal self-care. I've missed off nature because I have hay fever, and grass just makes my eyes itch like crazy.
oh my gosh, nature is so amazing. I wish I lived by like a river or something,
That's what I
just
like
to watch the waves.
I like being by water. So I probably I like love beach holidays. I'm not really for city holidays. Like my friends are like, oh, let's go to this city. I'm like, if we must, I don't really care. But there's something, I just really love being around heat, sun. I think there's something about the sun, and the like hits me, I get some of that vitamin D and stuff. I just feel like a lot more energy versus when I'm in the cold. So
I hear you. Yeah. But you know what, if you don't like nature, you can do some things to still bring it to your room or whatever. So for example, I really like the sound of rain. So I play rain sounds as I'm reading or reading magazines.
Okay.
It's so soothing. I'm sure you can actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you can probably get sounds of like water waves as well. I'm going to look it up on YouTube. There's so many sounds. You just take it in. Nature is amazing.
I'm going to try that.
Huge escape.
Yeah. I'm going to try that. My colouring book is the one. Whenever
Yeah. Because you block everything out and you just concentrate on that one
but
thing.
now I'm like, I really want to finish a piece. I just haven't got around to doing it.
You'll get there.
But that can be like toxic ones, when you're like thinking like, when you're resting too much or you're doing too many self-care things. One I completely missed off because I haven't been doing it, but really going to the gym, oh my gosh. Because the brain set before I even go, I'm like, I don't want to go, I'm so tired. But the feeling I get after, it's one activity when you've done it, you just feel good.
Because you release happy hormones, endorphins. Literally, it's really good for your body.
I really miss the gym. Okay, let's talk some of the hot topics that's recently happened. I know the Met Gala is a little bit old now, but I still think it's worth kind of mentioning some of the outfits because it's like the key year event, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not a fashionista whatsoever. I just like seeing people, and I was just really sad that Rihanna wasn't there. That was my main takeaway. Oh, Beyonce. My gosh, I didn't even... I was like, Rihanna wasn't there. Did it even happen? How can I forget my Beyonce?
I know. But it was still good though. There were quite a few nice outfits. Lady Gaga came in. She wore like 4 outfits. I loved it. Did you not like it?
I mean, when I think of Lady Gaga, I think she's the personification of Met Gala every time. Mm-hmm. That's like,
She's on the board as well.
Oh, is she? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Or the committee, something like that. Yeah.
I didn't know that. What was the theme again this year? It was...
Camp.
Oh, and was camp like... I read somewhere that it was just something that... not conforming to some stuff. I didn't really understand the thing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm getting my fashionista. Because one thing that confused... I would love to try if I was ever invited to something like Met Gala, because you can really be like high couture, but not like... You don't have to be fashionable, but like you don't have to look good. You just have to be art. I think that's kind
You
of
still have to
cool.
look good.
Some people, I guess everybody did look quite good, but there was one point where people just looked like art, not they weren't
Yeah,
trying to go for
that's
something
the great
good.
thing about it. It's not like everyday outfits.
Yeah.
You get to really push. That's the one place where you can really push the boundaries with what you wear. So it's a bit disappointing when some people don't really dress nice. But
If you were going, what like outfit do you think? What would be your look
I can't. That's the thing because it's different theme every year. So it
for
literally
this theme that just happened?
this
What,
theme.
yeah,
Kendall Jenner's dress was so
the
beautiful. Orange
brown,
Versace.
yeah.
I think it was
Versace.
Versace.
Yeah,
Really, really. Oh my gosh, with the big feathers at the back. Her hair. She did a little baby hair thing as well. It was so nice. I love that look. Kim looked good as well, but that dress looked uncomfortable.
It did. It looked like
It had a corset.
It stitched her in some way, and I was like,
Really nice though. It looked really beautiful. It looked like it had water dripping from it.
yeah.
But it doesn't look like it's comfortable to wear. And she looks so skinny. I can't believe how like skinny she is.
She did. She just had a baby, not her, but
Her surrogate, yeah.
As cheesy, I would love to wear something that Cardi B wore, just because that's so not me.
What, that red one?
Yeah, just be dramatic. Like, just take over the whole staircase and be like, I've arrived, hello.
I didn't like it.
I just want to be dramatic. Just be like, I've arrived. Sorry, I just want to have my style moment.
My favourite I've arrived was when Beyonce came with that, like, naked dress.
Was this last year's one?
No, I think it was the year before.
Okay.
Maybe the year before that. She had, like, this really naked-y dress with, like,
Beyonce?
jewels on it. Yes.
The nude colour with
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That was my favourite.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. You always know the people who know they came to shut it down. Lady Gaga came to shut it down. There's another guy called Billy Porter as well that came to shut it down.
What did he do? Did he win that?
He wore loads of like I don't know if it's sequins or gold, but he had these guys carrying him on the.
Oh yeah, I saw that on like the Aladdin cape type thing.
Yeah. He
was
came to
pretty
shut it
cool.
down. He knew he was gonna shut it down.
That's what I'd want to wear, something where it's just like
Really out
I've
there.
arrived.
Yes.
Because I just haven't got time to look cute and pretty. You know, I just want to be like I've arrived.
As long as it's aesthetically pleasing, you're on the right path.
Oh, one day I'll get to that couture level.
What about worst dress?
I don't think it's worst dress. It's just more of a like okay. And I didn't really see many. Like Tiffany Haddish, I don't look at her as like.
Oh my gosh, she brought chicken wings.
Yeah.
To red carpet.
Yeah. But I'm just like, yeah. She wore like a suit type of thing, didn't she?
I don't even know what she
But
wore.
then I don't look at her as a fashionista anyways. It was just more of a.
It's not about the fashionista or not. It's just
She wore chicken wings. I kind of want some chicken wings.
Let me see what she wore.
Look like a suit type thing. What did Nicki Minaj wear? Because I feel like I would expect her to shut it down, but I can't remember what she wore.
She wore like this pink dress.
Pink?
I don't really think I remember Nicki ever shutting it down, to be honest, at the Met Gala.
Oh, really?
But like the Beyoncés, the Rihannas, we kind of expect them to like come.
I really missed
prepared.
Rihanna, but she was too busy being the business.
I know. Oh yeah, and good news for her actually.
Yeah.
Fenty and LVHM, they're
Wow.
doing something. You know, she's the first black woman to do something that's heading in the house. Yeah, amazing as usual.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't like Harry Styles' jumpsuit. It was Gucci. I wasn't into it. Did you see it?
No.
Let me show you a picture. He had this jumpsuit. The top bit was good. It was very lacy,
Yeah.
but it was just too long.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
And there was another guy. I forgot his name.
Okay.
Oh, what's his name? Is it Elijah or something like that? No, not Elijah. He had like multiple eyes.
Oh, that was cool.
That was so. I've forgotten his name. Damn it.
Multiple eyes on, and somebody who was carrying their own head.
Oh yeah, Jared Leto or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller. He
If
looked
I
really
was a
good.
Met Gala, I just want to shut it down. Just shut it all down. I really like the cute little like dance Ciara did to open it up. I don't think she wore that though, did she? Or was that just that for the dance?
I don't remember what she wore. But Met Gala looked good though.
Yeah, it did. But so that's obviously Hollywood royalty. Let's talk about our own royalty. Meghan and Harry's baby.
I know, she had the baby.
She had the baby, which was amazing and great art. She looked so cute, but then it got a bit overshadowed by the whole dumb journalist doing that thing around the image of using the chimp.
Oh yes, I heard about
And then
this.
he got fired. And there was lots of kind of back and forth talk. People thought, like, should he have got fired from BBC or not?
Apparently he's been fired like multiple times before. Apparently.
And then he just keeps getting the job back.
I don't guess so.
They just fire him just to be like, we fired him.
I
Just
think
to
it
kind
sounds
of...
like a formality.
Really?
I haven't
So
read
nothing's
into it
really
yet.
gonna
This is
change.
all word of mouth. But
Okay,
yeah.
I'll probably... Well, if you are listening, guys, definitely read into it more. But it'd be good to know what people's opinion was, if he should have got fired or not. I might put...
He posted a picture of two people holding a chimp.
Yeah, and saying the royal baby's arrived.
This guy. Like, that is so rude.
And it's just like, regardless of what you think and stuff like that with race and all that kind of stuff, you are a journalist for the BBC, so think before you post. Did you like the fact that Meghan did it a bit differently, where she didn't have as soon as she came out of the hospital?
Do you know what I thought about that? And I think it's so ridiculous. Can you imagine just having a baby and then having to come out and start showing your baby to the world? Like, what the hell?
And is that even a royal tradition, or just something that just started when like one princess started it and then they just all continued?
Before Diana, did anyone else do it?
Were there cameras?
Oh, no, there were cameras.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, that was sorry. It's just become more of a hoopla. Like, because even when she came out, she looked like she was wobbling slightly.
What, Meghan?
Yeah. I mean, she just had a baby 2 days ago. Like, bless her. She looked amazing. She looked amazing. Looked glowing. Looked happy in the face and everything like that. It's just, it's interesting what we put on people. But at the same time, as harsh as it is, without the publicity, the royal family isn't anything anymore, because they haven't got any technical rights and we're still paying our taxes to them. So it's to kind of keep them buzzing. It's also important to their own image.
Yeah. She's bringing a lot of attention to them anyway.
Yeah.
Although the press isn't really nice to her. But yeah, I like that she's pushing the boat. She's stating her boundaries.
Oh,
and how she wants to be addressed. And I really like that. I think, yeah, kudos to her.
That's why I thought it was good when the journalist got fired, because just like, don't play with them. And even though the royal family had nothing to do with it, it was just like a statement, like, FYI.
I can't believe he did that.
We don't
like,
play
what
those
the
games.
heck?
We don't play those games.
How can you post that and not think, you know, you're going to get backlash?
Yeah. It's just very interesting, because people have different views on it. Because some people said the actual image wasn't meant to be used in a way of a racial issue, but more to kind of show the ridiculousness of, as soon as you have a baby, you come out and then you've got to showcase it to the world. And I can kind of see that angle.
No, but monkey?
Exactly. So the image that the person used, and just kind of thinking of the context of it what it's in, and especially him being a journalist as well. So he knows what he's doing. When
Fully aware. He's fully aware.
He should have known a bit better, but he didn't know better. You know, another thing as well, just in terms of like stuff that's happening in the UK. Interesting stuff has been happening in the UK. Like David Beckham lost his license.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was driving whilst on the phone. But he's only used for like 6 months. But this whole thing, like, oh my gosh, how could he have done it? And then people are like, oh, if I'm being honest, they've done it as well. So they're kind of using him as an example. It's only 6 months. It's not like he can't afford a driver.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's annoying though. Now he can't really move around himself.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And this is just gossip for now. And it was posted, I saw it yesterday. Love Island. Aloni might be on the host, or one of the people on it.
Wait, host or one
one of the contestants.
Interesting.
Oh, she's on it. I will be watching.
That will be really interesting. This is something that could really like.
I hope she goes on it actually.
Because
regardless, she will just own it. Regardless of what she does, she'll just own it.
I think someone in the industry will be on it.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if it's Aloni. I won't be surprised if it's one of the 3 Shots guys. I won't be surprised.
I don't think it'll be one of the 3 Shots guys. I just don't think it'll be one of them.
You'll never know.
Oh my gosh,
if the check is right, you never know. I won't be surprised if it's someone in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I want somebody I know to be on it. Like, you know, actually, no. My little cousin that was on some dating show, I posted, I was like, girl. And she was, I think there was casting director conversations. But anyways, until that happened.
Wait, why? What happened?
No, she's been on a dating show, but the casting directors also do the casting directing for Love Island as well.
Oh, so you were hoping that she'd be on Love Island as well after being on that show. Interesting. Oh my gosh, Love Island soon! I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I'm not. I'm so disappointed they all broke up, but I digress.
I see.
Yeah. Also, I didn't really follow the thing that happened with Aisha Curry. What happened?
I think she did Red Table Talk. with, I don't know if it was her sister,
Yeah.
or her sister-in-law or someone. And she basically made a statement. She said that her husband, Steph Curry, he gets a lot of attention. Like, he gets groupies, like, showing their interest all the time. And she doesn't really get any attention. So sometimes it makes her doubt, you know, if she's sexy or attractive.
Yeah, which is understandable.
And she's just got so much backlash, especially from men.
I don't get it.
Because I totally understood where she was coming from.
Why would she get what? But I didn't understand the backlash. Like, why?
It's weird because I feel like, I hate to generalize, but I feel like if a guy sees a girl that has a girlfriend, a girl that has a boyfriend, he will just back away. But if a girl sees a guy that has and I'm talking about people in the public eye, if a girl sees a guy that has a girlfriend, she will still make an advance, the groupie lifestyle. So I think that's where the misunderstanding comes from, because I feel like the guys are only seeing it from their point of view, and they're not really understanding.
And I think the hard thing as well is that her husband is a basketball player, right?
Yes.
So there's women appeal to him and men also appeal to him as well. Where she also does things in her own right. She's from what I see, an amazing wife, amazing mother. I think she's got her own cook show and all that kind of stuff. But the thing that she does doesn't appeal to men. It appeals to women alike and all that kind of stuff. For even example, like I was talking to my guy friends today, and he's even the one that produced our track, and I was like, oh, so you listen to our pod? He's like, I ain't gonna lie, you know, I don't, because it's not for him. So we're not attracting that type of individual. So
to her audience,
basically. So her audience isn't even meant to attract men. It's not that she's not a beautiful girl, and plus, as sad as it is, she's a very natural looking woman in an industry that promotes
inner beauty,
different types of beauty.
I have to say that is something that I can personally say I connect with, because on the days when I'm going out, for example, and I'm like, you know, tits out, arse out, get loads of attention, and the days when I want to keep it more classy and conservative, it's a different type of attention. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like just embrace who you are. Like, she is beautiful. So
I think what the guys saw were like, oh, why do you want attention if you've got your husband type of attitude? And I thought that was a bit like dumb. It's just like, we're still girls.
You still want to know you still got it.
You still got it. Yeah. It's great you've got an amazing husband right next to you, but imagine being in an industry where girls are just flocking themselves.
And they're aggressive with it as well. They position themselves to make that shot.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I haven't dated anyone in that level. No, obviously I've never dated anyone that level of limelight, but even in a small light of limelight, you even sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, is he looking at some other girls? Obviously she's secure in her marriage, but I've put myself in a position, but I've dated somebody and it's all nice and fresh and new, and then I noticed he's posted up with a girl who's a friend. And I'm not going to say that I'm jealous, but I'll be like, she's kind of cute.
A little bit.
Like, who is she? Like, you know, has anything ever happened between them? Do some like searching between, like, oh, but she's got this, or maybe she's better suited. I stopped myself at that moment because I'm like, I'm not going to put myself in some next hole. If he's with me, he's with me. If he's not, he's not. But she's thrown with how many different types of girls, and she's secure in her relationship. She just said one small statement of just saying how she really feels,
and people are just going nuts about it.
I just thought it was really odd. I was like, where is this coming from?
No, I like her openness.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. Even if somebody says something that you don't agree with, the fact that they were open enough to share that, I think that demands respect straight away.
It's been a while since we've had a Game of Thrones conversation. This next episode, it is about to go down. First thing first, if you're one of those weirdos who haven't watched up to...
Can you stop calling them weirdos, please?
Odd people, confused people, not really part of the century, trying to be difficult persons.
Oh my gosh. Okay, stop it. Just stop.
Who haven't watched up to episode 4 of season 8 of the Game of Thrones, then, and you don't want any spoilers, you can fast forward
just a little bit. But actually, by the time this episode comes out, episode 5 would have been out already. So
yeah, but I'm not going to give any spoilers for episode 5 because I haven't watched it. Versus episode 4,
okay,
we can discuss it. Starting now, First things first. Miss Sunday.
I know. Why did she say Dracarys?
Burn the bitch.
The
Burn
memes.
the bitch.
Look at the memes I saw.
As in, because do you know the bit where like I'm gonna die? My last word's gonna be a message. Burn her down.
There was a meme
what's
of
the
her
meme?
saying Dracarys.
Yeah.
And then the dragon's like afar in the wilderness saying, "What now?" So funny.
There's only one dragon left.
I know. She literally lost 2 of her dragons.
Wow.
Daenerys is in a very the position she's in right now, and she's not going to think very rationally. She's going to be very
really isn't
emotional
thinking
because
rationally.
she's lost a lot right now. She's on her own.
She lost all the.
She doesn't trust
Dothraki, bruh.
All she has is Grey Worm.
She lost all the Dothraki. Like,
know.
I'm not gonna lie, the fight with the White Walker. Like, I was like, bruh.
Now I think about it, I think she should have taken King's Landing and then address the White Walkers afterwards. That makes more sense.
I feel like what's her name says in the Game of Thrones, you either win or you die. I can't think. Who's on the Iron Throne at the moment?
Cersei.
Cersei.
Oh, okay.
Cersei is an evil bitch and very wise, because at the end of the day they needed to fight the White Walkers, because if the White Walkers take over, then there's going to be nothing to fight for. Facts. And Daenerys should have known at that point Cersei don't care. So unless Cersei fights as well, you're gonna lose the Iron Throne because you've now lost your people. But if you didn't go to fight,
I think she should have gone to King's Landing and taken
but
it.
she had a heart. She was trying to save people.
Take King's Landing just for one day and then come back down. Just
Oh,
as you
yeah.
did now.
Oh yeah.
Just as you did.
Yeah.
Because her army is so weak as well. They just had a great battle.
And she could have just taken
She's
it.
lost so many. They've both lost.
People
Both
would
she
have
and
died
John.
though.
How do you mean?
Like innocent people would have died. So I think she's trying to take them with her surrender. She's trying to take them in a different way.
That's the difficult part for her now, because when she took Slavers Bay, she had freedom to offer these people.
Yeah.
But right now, what has she got to offer these people in King's Landing? Because they don't need your freedom.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to give them money, I don't really see what they need from
That's
you.
one thing I do quite like when she's in the north.
Yeah.
The people don't really care for her, and she's like, here, people don't look at me in admiration.
And that's exactly how it's going to be in King's Landing as well.
She's literally just like,
Nobody cares.
to feel like, okay, cool. Even the way, why am I doing this with names today? I'm so sorry. You know, John's sisters. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we needed her, but she's not one of us. Like, we needed her for the wall. Calm. She's done what she needed to do. We don't want her to be our queen. Like, it's just like, so.
It's very interesting.
So.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Do you think she'll end up on the throne?
I don't even know. Oddly, I kind of don't want her on the throne because I'm starting to dislike her. I do.
Oh,
She's been a bit
I
entitled.
thought she was your
She
favourite.
is my favourite. She's been a bit entitled.
How's she
recently.
been entitled?
Oh, she's so extra. She's like, you can't tell anybody. Oh no, I won't get this. I won't get that.
But
Oh.
I understand where she's coming from. Is this whole destiny thing, just as Very said? She's always had it in her head that she needs to be on the Iron Throne. So that's her
But
tunnel
she hasn't
vision.
always had it, because beforehand it was meant to be her brother, and she was just marrying, what's it called? What's his name? So she can get more of an army.
Yeah.
Then obviously her brother was acting a bit wayward, and she's like, yeah, boy, her husband killed her brother, and she's like, now it's my turn. But it wasn't always her, so she didn't always grow up with that mentality. But she wanted to support and save and help people, and then obviously make a Targaryen be back on the throne because she'd been running all her life. But it's not supposed to be her.
That's the thing. I always feel like the best leaders, the best kings, the best, those really superior positions are for the people who don't want it, because they'll do it properly. The people who want it, you have to ask yourself, why do you want all that power?
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
That's my only issue with it. That's why I think John should rightfully be on there.
And I think it's the beauty of Ice and Fire, right? Of the books. It's just the beauty of it. He really is the
Ice.
combination of ice and fire, and can bring everyone together. And he's been in so many positions that he didn't want to be in. It'll be nice if it is him, but I feel like it's just going to be too typical for it to be him. And I don't
think he's a smart leader. That's the thing. Everyone talks
He's
about
like
how
me,
kind
he's
he is.
emotional.
Oh yeah.
That can be a harsh bitch sometimes.
But I don't think when you're ruling, I feel like, well, he would just heavily need Sansa and all them to advise him.
Sansa's a boss. I'm really liking
No, but
her
Sansa's
recently.
becoming a lot like Cersei. She's becoming very sneaky and very
Where
calculated.
She needs to, though. Where she needs to.
But why did she?
she needs
Why
to.
did she? How can they
Where she needs to.
do a pact? Swear you're not going to tell anyone.
She's like, this is pointless information to keep to myself. Like, I must tell Tyrion. Like, I really like the way she's moving. And I liked how Arya was, when Arya and Jon first met up, she was like, Sansa's doing what she needs to be done for our family.
Yeah, this is true.
Yes, it might have been a cute little pact they had in the woods, but her family name and her family legacy means more to her. Yeah. I really like the way she's moving. And the fact that she spent time with Cersei, she learned what she needed.
She learned a lot.
She learned a lot. Even during the White Walkers race, she went, the bravest thing we can do is just stay here, because she knew her position. She knew her best asset. Sometimes it's to even do nothing. I think she might end up.
She might end up on the throne, actually, or it might just be someone completely random.
Like who? I mean,
Robert Baratheon's son is suddenly getting quite a bit of airtime. I don't know.
Did I tell you he ended up with Arya?
Oh yeah, you did say, but she's his thing. He's not really her man. Oh my gosh, Arya's moment. When he proposed to her.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I'm sorry, but I'm married to the game. Oh my gosh. I love her.
Such a boss.
I love her. It was such a feminist moment.
I got really irritated by you.
Why?
Because I hadn't watched Game of Thrones yet on the White Walker fight one, and then you had an image of her and just like boss something, and I just went off quickly. I was like, I haven't got home yet. I haven't watched the episode
But
yet.
I didn't say what happened.
I know, but then I knew she was gonna do something special.
That's your problem.
I was even gonna cuss you about, but I was too tired.
It's actually your... Listen, no. I'm sorry.
PM,
Hold on.
My girl posted something as if to say
11:30 p.m.
I wasn't home yet. I got home late that day.
Let me tell you something, yeah. On Monday, let me clear my throat so I make it clear.
You should post from Tuesday.
No, I don't think so. Control yourself and get off social media like a normal person. That's what all of you should do if you can't watch Game of Thrones. That's what I'm going to do. Monday I'm coming home late and I'm not going to come on social media because I don't want it to be... It's going to be spoiled. You can't expect the whole world to wait for you to watch it before we can talk about it. We've just watched it. Dramatic things have happened. We need to talk.
I was just on my stories, just being a nice person.
This
and
is
I
the thing.
Post, and I was like...
Before I watched it...
And then we just watching like, what does Arya do? What does Arya do? What does Arya do? And I was thinking... At one point I was like... When she was talking to the Red Witch, I was like... Arya's gonna kill him. I was... Jennifer ruined it for me.
Oh, come on. I love that scene though. Like, I was like, that was feminist.
Drops. I was like, oh, that's a...
She's amazing.
She is one of my faves.
She's one of my faves. But, okay. Varys, he's turning against Daenerys.
Because he's always been for the people though.
He's always been for the people. Yeah. And she told him she's going to burn him if she ever finds out. So let's see what happens.
When she really will burn him.
Tyrion's trying to support her still, but he's also being swayed a little bit.
I'm confused by Tyrion. I don't know why I still feel like him and Cersei had like a pact from last season, season 7, and it hasn't come to fruition yet. But who showed up? The guy who was told to kill Tyrion and his brother. Bronn, yeah. What's Bronn doing?
Bronn's character's so pointless. I don't understand what's the point.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something in episode 5. That's the thing. By the time everyone's listening to this, episode 5 will be out. So, what do you think's going to happen in episode 5?
Is it going to be another battle?
Yes. So this is now to take King's Landing. So Cersei strategically got everyone into the Red Keep. And the Red Keep is how they all have to come in. So if they're going to come in, they're going to have to kill people, innocent people. And we all know Daenerys doesn't want to kill innocent people.
Oh, what?
So that's why
tell people to walk away. Like, just walk away. Like,
it's Cersei.
Path.
But she doesn't want to. That's the whole point. Cersei wants her to kill people. So even if she does get the throne, nobody's going to like her. She won't be accepted on it because she killed people. Didn't you see the scene? She got them all into the Red Keep, making them feel like she's making them safe. But she's actually put them in danger. She's so strategic. But anyway.
She's a real boss.
It's too much though sometimes.
Cersei, you're actually on point.
But I feel like Daenerys, so there's the whole point now. She has a choice to whether she wants to be strategic about it or she wants to go like her what is it, her dad, the Mad King, and just burn them all.
Burn them all.
So we've been hearing about this Mad King all throughout the whole... I feel like this is going to really mean something for the episode. So we'll see what happens. Because Cersei kind of antagonized her by chopping up... what's her name? Missandei's
Sunday.
Missandei's head.
Yeah.
So I think that's what she wants. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. You know, if I know for a fact there's going to be a twist. I know there's going to be a huge twist, but I just don't know what the twist is. And I feel like every single theory we've had, most of them didn't come true. I can't even work out what they're going to do now. Literally, I don't know what they're going to do.
My theory of Arya and
Okay, that one theory.
got together.
They had sex.
I knew that's going to happen. I could feel the chemistry.
Sex with no emotions.
In the room. I think one thing I was surprised though with the fight with the Night King was that no big characters died. I really thought like
more people would go, right?
Oh yeah, I really thought that was gonna be one where people were gonna get annihilated. So I feel like this one, people are gonna get annihilated. Like it's gonna be
a big battle.
That time. Do you think Jamie might still kill his sister?
Well, why did he leave? I forgot why he went back.
Because he went to do what was right. The White Walkers would have killed the nation.
No. I mean, why did he leave? Because, you know, he took things virginity.
Oh my gosh, that was a big moment. Sorry. Didn't even say that. My girl got it.
That's when she learned some of these men are trash.
No, her cry face. Oh my gosh.
So
baby
sad.
girl. She's like I was like, girl, you really went in with that cry face.
But wait, why did he leave her again? Did he leave her? Because at that scene, I was on my phone. Did he leave her because he wants to? Because he left her, and I'm not. I don't remember if he left her because he wants to go support Cersei or because he wants to join the battle with Jon.
I don't know. I don't think it was clear.
I don't think he'd go against Cersei though.
No, because he was saying something like he was talking about how like these are not the exact words. I'm paraphrasing, but he's not a good guy. He was saying that he's not a good man. He's thrown little boys out of windows.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to say like I'm not worthy to like even be here. I need to go and do what I'm used to. The battle.
So back to Cersei then.
Yeah.
If she'll take him back.
I mean, they've been in love since birth. They're incestual.
I don't think she loves him. I keep saying this, but we'll see.
I was reading a character theory.
Yeah.
Cersei only really loves herself and her
this
children.
Is what I've been saying.
No, but the reason why, and then the thing with Jamie, loving herself still ties into that because Jamie is her twin, so it's even still love of self. But it was a character theory, and I think they broke it down even much better than I did. But it's like self-love indulged in, and then she gets that satisfaction through Jamie that she cannot get with any other person. But it was like a character thing on YouTube.
I haven't seen her do anything to show her brother that she loves
She hasn't killed him.
Okay, apart from that, which is standard.
She didn't kill
procedure.
Tyrion either.
Yeah,
No,
like I said,
for
I
Cersei,
don't think
it's not standard procedure.
But this is what I
Accept
said.
that.
With siblings,
she let him go. As in, she could have got his neck cracked at that
to
moment
kill
in
a
time.
sibling is very extreme. If she kills any of her siblings, I'll be shocked.
She's got close to killing Tyrion.
But how can Tyrion be talking to her from? If it was anyone else, she would have shot that person down. But it was Tyrion.
Exactly. So I feel like there is some.
There's sibling love, but the whole romantic love, I don't think she actually loves Jamie. I really don't think so. Really? Every time she's talking about love, it's always just her children. Her children. Even right now, all she's thinking about is that child in her stomach. I really feel like she doesn't love anyone else.
I miss her with long hair.
I know. The short hair Cersei is just not happy.
The short hair Cersei looks like just.
But she's such a great actress.
She's amazing.
That scene with Tyrion trying to plead with her, you could see that she was kind of having a battle of whether she should give in or not. It was just so good. Like, she's so good.
She's really good.
She's a great actress. But yeah, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Let's sketch it out. If you have any dilemmas, questions, or creative finds that you want to share, please do email us at theblankcanvaspod@gmail.com. If you want to find it, it's all across our socials as well. But yeah, so for today on Let's Sketch It Out, questions.
Okay, so I've got a question. Here it goes. I'm feeling confused about my marriage. I've been with my husband since I was 18, and in brackets she said I'm now 33, and we have one child together. However, I'm still deeply in love with my ex, who I dated for 2 years before meeting my husband. He disappeared off the scene for a while and recently came back into the picture. Since then, he's been texting and calling me, and I can't resist the urge to respond. It makes all those old feelings I had for him resurface. I love my husband and the life we have, but our relationship has been rocky. I feel that most of the time we are just really good friends. He's a good man and I know I can always count on him, but the sexual chemistry isn't there anymore. Mina's shaking her head.
I'm shaking my head because, girl, you're deluding yourself in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
The love you had for this guy when you were 16, the ex, versus now, you don't know him. It's just kind of reminiscence of memory. Also, I was kind of feeling for her a little bit because the person who I was at 18 is completely different to the person that I am now.
So strange.
And so there are people who got married young and then don't know anything else. As much as sometimes I cry, but like, oh my gosh, am I still single and all that kind of stuff. I've been able to live in my 20s as a single girl and be a satisfied single and really get to know myself, because the grass always looks greener on the other side, honey, and things can get a bit stale. I don't even think she loves her ex. I'm not even lying. I think she just likes the concept of something else. Because I'm not gonna lie, I had puppy love at 16 too, and I don't care for that person at this age. Not saying that person's not a great person, but you're two different people, and your husband now has lived life with you, raised a child with you, had to deal with property, mortgage, and all that kind of stuff. You know, when you ever look at like side girls, the real wife's thinking like, yeah, you get him in the nice time, try building with him, trying to get a house with him, trying to do life together. I just think I'm in two minds. 'Cause I'm thinking like, you never got to be single to actually just accept like different kind of people. I don't know, what's your thoughts?
I don't know, I'm not sure, because it's like there's two sides to it. I feel like on one half, you know, she's in a marriage is a very big commitment, and when you make that commitment, I mean, we try to think of it as being forever, and that means you're going to put everything into this to make it work. And I don't know, part of me doesn't respect her for wanting to quit on something so silly. It doesn't sound like her husband has actually done anything to make her want to walk away from him or break her family.
And she just never knew anything else.
But that's a choice she made. She was an adult, a consenting adult. I don't like treating 18-year-olds as young anymore, because they are actually consenting adults.
They are consenting adults. No, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. Like, I get what you mean. I'm not trying to cut you off. It's just more of like, I know I was like at 18.
We all know what we were like at 18.
Yeah.
But for her to get married and her family to support it, surely it must mean something.
True.
Marriage isn't something, you know, oh, I feel I'm going to get married today. Like,
exactly.
It's really a very big commitment.
Exactly. And I feel because she just never had the opportunity to be single and just like chill and learn to be satisfied single.
But
she
this was her choice.
Young.
That was her choice.
Yeah, and because that's why I feel sorry for her. Like, she got married so young.
Fair
Because
enough.
the very fact that she's saying, I'm really like, what's it called? Like him. I feel bad, sorry for you listening, but like, that she's having feelings for her ex. Really, girl? From you were 16 years old? What feelings do you have?
No, but it does happen in relationships sometimes, where my thing is, I know that the fact that she's feeling this way because something is missing in her relationship, that's the real issue here.
Yeah.
There's something you're not getting in this relationship, and that's why your eyes are wandering somewhere else. If you were content in your relationship, you wouldn't even think anything about your ex. It's probably infatuation. At the end of the day, he disappeared and left you. Do you want to be with someone who leaves you? Like, I don't get it. So that was my other half to it. I just feel like she needs to just work on her marriage and talk to her husband. It doesn't sound like her husband's done anything wrong. If he did something wrong, if he was cheating and stuff, then my response would be different. But I'm just really against breaking the hearts of innocent people who've done nothing wrong. I don't think it's fair to them.
But I agree with that. But also, if you don't want to be with someone, you can't force it. I take marriage very seriously too, so it's not nilly-willy, but she sounds very nilly-willy with it. She's been in that.
So if you were in her position, what would you do then?
Fight for my marriage. Fight for my marriage. And my marriage is a forever thing for me. Like, obviously, until
that's how I'm seeing it from her point as well.
Fight for my marriage, 100%. Unless the person beats me or constantly disrespects me in a cheating way. Because even like, future husband, don't cheat on me. But even a first cheat in marriage is not a divorce for me. It's a disrespect level of cheating. Future husband, don't cheat on me. But
well, you've put it out in the
oh no,
you've said this for yourself.
No, I'm just saying, like, a guy hitting me is a straight divorce for me. And I've had friends tell me actually if a guy hitting them is not a straight divorce for them.
I've had friends say that as well.
For me it's a straight divorce. But a guy cheating on me in marriage, I'm gonna fight for my marriage. So yeah, I'd fight for my marriage. But at the same time, if she's feeling this way about somebody and she doesn't have the same want to fight for that marriage, it's not fair to keep that some person just like hanging on. He could be happy somewhere else. That's why I just think
this is true.
That's why I think it's nice that I've had my 20s to myself.
That's the thing, yeah.
I do think when I get married, I'm really gonna know what I want.
Oh, I feel like it's so complex. I don't even know if I'm in a position to answer that question. But she really needs to think about what she's doing.
Yeah.
Because if she does go for this guy, you have a lot to lose right now. You're going for a guy you don't know. Let's be real. It's been a long time. So they've been married. She got married when she was 18.
Yeah,
so
she's 32 now.
What's about 15 years she's been married.
Yeah, about that.
This person has seriously significantly changed, you know. And when you're marrying someone,
And
even
so
though
when
I'm not
old
yet
fe-
married, you need to know not that just their good things, because that's what you're fantasizing on right now. You need to know their deepest, darkest,
Exactly.
ugliest side, and just make sure you know all of that if you decide to leave your husband. That's all I'll say. Oof.
But you get with this guy only for him to go ghosting you again for after 2 years.
That's the thing. He's already shown you who he
He only
is.
likes you because, oh yeah, who's that girl again? I've seen her a couple of times. Oh, remember those old feelings you had? I was 16. What old feelings? Literally. Imagine a guy that you date when you're 16 trying to come to you now about so and so. Like, what? You don't know me. I was
But
a
then that being said,
You do
being
not know me.
married, it must be, I think there probably are challenges, because you probably will have to, because this is temptation, you will have to probably deal with temptation, just like in everything else.
Yeah, definitely.
And you just have to try and be strong, man.
Same in relationships. That's why what I've been told in like marriage, communication is key, like all the time, and being real with each other is key all the time.
Yeah, something's definitely missing.
And still date, you know.
Well, she can't date.
Still date your husband.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that's what I saw that. Sorry, that sounded so wrong. Still date your husband. Still do the same things you guys were doing when you were dating before you were married. You know, have some fun with each other.
I know.
I know you are. I know.
What?
No, I mean, I feel like when you're married, you're definitely gonna do fun things like, you know, let's do like a city break now and again, or like let's do dinner dates.
Actually,
like,
what I want to do is do dress up.
Okay.
I want to do scenarios.
Okay.
So he'll come home and act like a robber.
Okay.
We should gangster. We should do an episode on fantasies and stuff. Okay, we'll do that another time.
Okay, cool. It's coming. Yeah, I always love cute families where they're like, oh yeah, no, we have a date night like once. I think I was listening to Tamara Maui. Like we have a date night once every 2 weeks, once a month. The kids get babysitter, and we go out.
It's
and we just have
important.
some fun because people can get lost in the everyday and day.
It's true. It's true.
I'm gonna still date my husband.
Yes. Yeah. So, good luck to you.
Okay, so I've got a quick scratch out this week. The hey big head text messages from people who we haven't spoken in a very long time, and we don't need to conversate anymore. I'm not even saying it's a hey big head text, but them ones where it's just, okay, cool, I look cute on my Instagram pic, that doesn't mean we need to talk. And it's just like, I don't want to be rude, and I'm so over.
Why don't you want to be rude?
Because some things are like, I don't want that person to know I have any feelings towards anything that happened in the past.
So just ignore them.
Yeah, just ignore them. But it's also just a bit like, why are you popping up right now?
But this
Because
is what
it's just
people
annoying.
do.
Like it just reminds you that person. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a name I haven't seen in time. But yeah, the hey big head text messages can get a bit of a scratch out. It's flattering, but it's also a bit like, why
annoying.
Why are you here? Like, go away.
They always do that. Like, especially with Instagram, if you post like a really nice picture, suddenly they're like, oh, I miss you, blah 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 blah.
The worst ones is when you get like googly eyes from guys who clearly have fiancés, but they're talking to you.
Let's not even get started on that topic.
I'm good.
Please.
I'm good. But yeah, that's my scratch out. You got one?
No, none this week actually.
Cool. Well then, I guess that's a wrap up, guys. Thank you so much for listening. This was episode 14 of the Blank Canvas podcast.
Wow.
And you can follow us on Instagram, as well as listen to us on SoundCloud, Spotify, as well as iTunes, Apple, and can catch up with some of the episodes on YouTube too. Thank you for listening.
Thank you guys.